I want to tell all the men out there, stop being strong. Cry.
I was telling this young man who's like 28, 29 years old that when it comes to crying, you spoke on that, and it's so important that black men understand that holding in any bodily function is unhealthy. Any other bodily function, we're only going to hold it for so long before we let it go. But when it comes to our emotional functions, we hold it in and think that that's not going to have the same toxic effect that holding in any other function would do. And I told him, I said, because he doesn't believe in crying. And I said, that is so unhealthy. I said, you're going to explode.
Yeah.
I lost my father when I was 21. I didn't cry about it until I was 40.
Right.
Wow.
And I couldn't stop when I started. You know what I mean?
The same thing, Kay. When I lost my grandmother's, I didn't cry for a long time. And then my anger came out at the wrong time when I was angry, really angry about something, getting ready to fight somebody. And I ended up in prison because it just all poured out.
Right.
And after my incident, I went to talk to a counselor, and I cried for 2 hours straight and emptied about 3 boxes of tissue and didn't realize I had all that to let go of.
Because I think when you hold that in, and you never tell me if I'm wrong, don't you build up emotional toxicity in your brain, like where it can physically make you sick from holding all that in?
It physically impacts your whole entire system, your whole body. You know, that's how we develop illness and chronic illness from holding in emotions, because emotions come up to come out. And our tears are so, so, so important that if we took our tears and put it under a microscope, there's studies that we can name the emotion that we're experiencing by looking at the type of tears we have.
Wow.
So our tears have meaning. You can see that this is a joyful tear. This is a excited tear. This is a sad tear. Like, our tears even have language to them, right? So imagine if you're holding all of that in, you know, and it's not being processed, you know, what doesn't get processed, it freezes in our system. And then it shows up, like you said, Brat, in different ways. So that's why therapy is so important, because you may feel like, oh, I'm just talking, it's not going to change anything. Talking can change everything. And going a level deeper and processing that, you know, with what we do and what I do with EMDR, and we're actually going in and processing and reframing and reworking and restoring that memory, it can completely change everything, right? So I'm glad we're having this conversation.
And thank you for having this conversation. I talk about all of this stuff in the book. I'm giving you tools. I'm talking about therapy. I'm talking about allowing God to carry you. And it's scripture-based. And I want everybody, if you're going through grief, or because even if you're not, trust me, death is a part of our life, and we are going to die. And I think it's a great tool. If you know anybody that's grief-stricken, this is a great book, a great tool. There's a lot of helpful things in there to give you some different perspectives to look at, and it's going to encourage you to get therapy, and it's going to get you closer to God. All you have to do is go to rickysmiley.com or buy the book anywhere books are sold. It dropped. It is out now. Make sure you go ahead and get your copy. You know, to let everybody know how you can be reached.
Yeah, so you can find me on all social platforms at Yanetta Spring Smith. You can also text EMDR to 33777 for resources, and my website is yanettaspring.com.
There it is. Make sure y'all check her out, and anybody needs some help, hit up Counselor Yanetta Spring. Hey, appreciate that, man. We got more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up.